Hey up folks, welcome back to Liberty Junction with Double O Dave. First things first, let's get him from top line onto the bottom line because he's been up there for ages now and it's time for him to go down and someone else to go up. So I had a bit of a request other day, I say other day, probably about 2 weeks ago, but I do days and weeks as the same thing. Basically saying do a bit of a lowdown on that Cavalex 56. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to have loads of running shots of other stuff as well, but it's going to have 56 as well. It's going to have that 37 there as well, but I ain't going to do out. So what I thought I'd do is run 56 round, pick these flat PFA wagons and a KFA wagon up, take them round to the other side, leave them on to edge at platform, and then show you it up close with some shots from a Z21 screen as well, which will be a bit different because I haven't done that before. And in the meantime, we'll have a chat while we're at it. I'm itching to do some more weathering. I right enjoyed doing them locos, I've got to say. Even when that one went wrong and then I sorted it, but yeah. Also had a request to do a weathering on a coach, so I'll get that going on because I've never done one of them either. So that'll be probably do a coach first, and then might do another few coaches because I don't think I want to do I don't think it'll take too long. So before I pick up them wagons, I'm going to park up next to Bachmann Class 24, 91, 97, whatever it's called, and Acura Scale 37. I'm going to do a bit of an horn test, so I'll shut up a minute and just let you compare sound quality. It's about, I'd say, 2 to 3 feet away is my camera at this point. And some of you might be thinking, why is he not using a Bachmann 37? Well, I could have done, but I just couldn't be bothered because this were already in place. It's Easter Sunday and I've had too much chocolate, so I feel a bit sick. The Acura Scale one's crackers, isn't it? So as you can hear, Cavalex, I know it's close to the camera, but it's only closer by about 6 inch and it really isn't making a difference. But if you're a real scientific person, it's making a massive difference. But it sounds a million times better, doesn't it? Not a million, but about 820. Bachmann one's got a way to go. It's a standard speaker, it's a smaller train, so it's going to be a rubbish speaker compared, but it even does Acura Scale by quite a margin, I think. It just sounds superb. It's just got a bit of clarity to it and a bit of a echo. It just sounds brilliant. So I reckon, talking about horn, we've done that to death, haven't we? So let's get these wagons picked up and get them tucked across to the other side, because we need to find out what's going on at the Liberty Junction, don't we, as well? So if you've been watching, you'll know that Ladderman has been visiting other people's depots and layouts, and he's been looking at what we can get. And he managed to get me a boatload of fencing from Colwich, which I'm quite happy about. I've had some workmen in, and they're a bit cowboyish, don't get me wrong, but they've fitted quite a bit of fencing. They've done me a load round church, so you can no longer be visiting a grave and then fall onto lines and kill yourself. So that's good, because health and safety were going on at me about that. You can also not drive off at Edgett Road at the same place near the car park and kill yourself as well into a train coming, so that's good. And then round Scrapyard, scrap area's now got a fence around it, which goes round to cafe into station. I've never really shown cafe, but there is a cafe and it's quite a nice one. It's nice and grotty anyway. But yeah, so that's got a bit of fencing now and a bit of a gate where KD Road is, as I'm going to show you. So it is a bit of weathering, don't get me wrong, but Rome weren't built in a day, were it? So as you can see, no tricks there, that were done in one take. I've picked them up with KD coupling perfectly, dragged them across, changing point live as we speak, and we're going to work across the single point, the double slip, and another single point round the corner to a curve point, and he'll do all them flawlessly. Spoiler alert, he's going to do them flawlessly. So that fencing's 3D printed stuff. It's a brown colour, it's like a tan. Needs a bit of weathering on it, but it'll look alright with a bit of weathering powder on it, or a bit of watered down paint or something like that. I ain't decided. Came in sections that were about 7-inch long, and I've super glued them together with a bit of super glue and activator, which does it nice and fast. I use super glue all the time at minute because my boss stick that I used to use Yoo-Hoo, but I can only get that online. And if you go to the Works, which is like a crafting shop, you can get not Yoo-Hoo, you can get boss stick for £1, and it's almost identical to Yoo-Hoo. So I usually buy a load of that. The last time I used that was just before I stopped for summer, so it's all dried up in my fancy Metcalf pot. So I'm a bit annoyed with myself for letting that happen. And I went in the other day and they're out of stock, so I can't get any of that. That's why I'm super gluing everything. It's quick. I prefer boss stick stuff because it doesn't dry with any whiteness. It just dries nice. It doesn't dry quick, so it's one of them you've got to leave it in place and whatnot. But yeah, it is what it is. That's not a bad little shot though, is it? All the way down them lines, right blurred into distance with lovely sky above with clouds. So yeah, I think if I'd have had some of that boss stick, I'd have probably boss sticked it together, but I'd have certainly boss sticked it onto the layout. At the minute, I've black tacked the odd place, and half of it's just balanced in. What I have done near Graveyard though, because that's just insulation foam, I've managed to just press it into insulation. So that were a well decent method, that, because that saved me some rate time. You may or may not have noticed that my weathered Loco there, I've cleaned windows up, so that looks nice now. I really do like that. I'm proper happy with that. And I was questioning roof on it, thinking it didn't look great, but even roof, I like roof. I think roof looks well decent. When I've looked at my factory weathered, I've got some Bachmann factory weathered coaches, and they're so basic weathering on them. I think my roof looks better than their roofs. So not blowing smoke up my own arse like, but I don't think I've done a bad job. Kind of were blowing smoke, weren't I? But I didn't mean to. I weren't like being big headed or out. So Mini Owners Club's still got 2 minis. I've got my eye on another one. I used to have a mini when I was a kid. I say a kid, I was 18. But I had a mini and it was red with a white roof, and I had door square racing numbers outside. I used to think it was a business. So I've noticed that they've done one with door square racing numbers outside, and it's not the number I had, but it's close. So I might have to get that and have a third one. Oh look, security man stood up there. Hey up, security man, what are you doing up there? You just watching lads on roof cleaning roof? Yeah, it's going alright, pal, nice one. Got to say, mate, you've done a sterling job with these lads, punishing them, getting them to clean up roofs. They're nice and clean now. Last one, is it? Nice one. Where's third lad, Fancy Trainers? I've not seen him. Is he not on roof? It's kind of took my eye off ball with security a little bit, looking after these lads all the time. He's hardly operated any of my cameras this week and last week as well. That's a bit unusual, pal. He's supposed to book in every day. Have you not checked with his man? He might be off sick or something like that. Not to worry. Anyway, back on subject. Cavalex. New speakers still working perfectly. The KD couplings, I've not done anything with them, and they work fine on this. Absolutely no editing tricks, absolutely no nonsense and no tomfoolery. It's all properly done, legitimately live. Here's a bit of that fencing, look, so it goes round there, look. Nice little gate in front of KD Road. I'm going to put some nonsensy control boxes beyond that gate, onto that wall where they're sat, because that's cafe area, that, with a little cafe inside, which I'll show you one day. So yeah, fence goes all the way down outside of there, look, and it goes by my weathered 37, which is looking beautiful park there, and it just joins up with that little road crossing. And then as well as that, there's a fence on the other side which goes from that little warehouse all the way across that wall, as you can see, past that big tunnel archway, and then just stops there. So that were basically 2 packs. I know we nicked it from Colwich. Not nicked it, sorry. We got it from Colwich, but in reality we might have got it from eBay as well. So it were basically 2 packs if you were after it. I think it's LPT Print Shop or something along them lines. Sometimes I get things wrong because I do it live and then I think, well, do I really need to find your exact name? Because I'm sure you'll find it easy enough. And it kind of makes it like a quiz or a game show, doesn't it, if I don't quite get correct terminology, and then you think, well, I've got to find that now, and then it gives you something to do, doesn't it, if you like bored. So for today I've added them containers to my little container area, so now there's 4 there. And as I pointed out in the last video, they're not British, they are British, because it's crazy tight printing, but it has got a line between I and dot and I, because it does look like an L from far away. British Fluids. It's crackers. I've got to say, I really do love these zoomy in shots where it almost goes a little bit blurry. And yeah, I do like them. This guy here on right and his mate on the other side of the lines, they've been measuring up or whatever they're doing there since episode 1. They've not moved, and that's all they do all the time. What a boring job that must be. Anyway, Cavalex is here, look. Coming across nice and steady with his bright red buffer stops. I was going to do them the other day. I did 37s after I weathered it. I did 37s. I thought, right, I'll do Cavalexes, and then I completely forgot. Even though it was like a split second between doing that and finishing it, I just got my brain sidetracked and then never did them. So yeah, I might weather that soon. I was going to send it away for some pro weathering, but why pro weathering when you can amateur weather them? That's what I think. And you only get better, won't you? Extreme train spotters there, look. I think I'm going to do a survey with what video you want next. I might do an extreme train spotter one, or I might do a bit of a crackersy fact, leave it for survey. I'll think of something and I'll put it on a survey, and then you can vote on it and I'll make that video. That's super awesome. I've just thought of that right at that second. Still trying to scrape out any new angles I can find. I think this is one. This is just outside of that green quarry type stuff, but it's a bit deeper into it, so it goes underneath that conveyor belt. And I've just managed to get camera in there. It's not amazing, but it's all right. It goes a little bit blurry, but that's just how it is, isn't it? That's just price of photography. It's he's Hollywood cameraman at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's like, you might think you're experts, you might do a bit of camera photography for a living in UK or wherever you are, but you're not making blockbuster movies, are you? And my man does. So even if they're blurred, it's because he wanted them blurred. That's what he tells me anyway, what wages he charges. That little building owl there, that square hole on that green building, I've been meaning to get this lorry for there off eBay for weeks. I saw one once go for £4. They normally go for about 8, and I saw one go for £4 brand new. And now, because I've seen it go for £4, it's like I won't accept paying more than that. £8's note really, is it, as a one-off. But I keep missing one that's $6.99, including free postage. So I just keep missing it because he's not got it on a buy it now. But it doesn't sell every week. So for about a month and a half, I've been watching it. And yeah, I'd never commit to doing it. Oh my goodness, he's still up there, look, that's why he's not at work. He's been up there now for about 3 weeks. Oh mate, I'll get you down, pal. Hey up mate, you still gatekeeping? Decent, like that. Decent. You haven't got any cider, have you, with blackcurrant in? No? Alright, pal. Them tanker wagons there, that little bit of track there, I've never told you this, but that little bit of rusty track there is actually my programming track. You know, for programming my locos and stuff. And I thought it were a right good idea. Yeah, fit it into the thing, put it under a bit of a tunnel, weather it up, put some nonsense around it. I tell you what now, it's a right mission if I ever need to program out, because I've got to make some rate space. Looks all right though, doesn't it, to be fair, rather than just having a piece of normal basic looking track. So I've made it into a bit of a feature. It's a little bit of a nonsense feature if I pointed reality of it out, because it's a tunnel that goes to nowhere. But it is what it is. If you just clock them wagons in background, them burgundy EWS wagons, I had a little bit of weathering stuff left in airbrush the other day, so I blasted a couple of 3 of them up. Just did them quick as you like, and yeah, they look decent. So I'm gonna do that entire train, I reckon. You see this bloke here in green just walking out of that car garage. They call him the Dude. He's going to be featuring on an episode when I get my head round it, because it's a bit of a crazy one. But yeah, he's called the Dude, and he's been snooping around layout since episode 1. Him and his brother, he's got a brother who's similar looking. He's also called the Dude, which is bizarre, isn't it? But yeah, I'll talk about them in another episode. Right, what I think we're going to do now is parked up, he's disconnected, he's come round and parked up nicely. We've got 14 minutes in of just running shots, so everyone's happy. And if you don't want to see this next bit, you can turn off, can't you? You've done 15 minutes. If you've got a 15-minute tea break at work, you've got to go back to work now anyway. Or you're going to have to go into toilets, aren't you, and pretend you're having a number 2. Then you can sneak this last 4 minutes 30 in. Anyway, I'm showing you Z21. It's an old iPad, this, and I'm running original Z21 software. Couple of reasons. Firstly, this iPad's that old it can't run new software, but more importantly, I like how the point work is on this with photographs where other ones aren't. Anyway, for those of you who've never used a Z21 or seen them before, this is how they work. You get a screen, you can press stuff, so that's done a little bit of a uncoupling sound. That's to turn cab light on. There's other stuff. Them two there turn fan 1 and fan 2 off if you don't want them on. That's shunting mode where it puts it in a really slow way. That's heavy train mode where it makes it like it's pulling loads, so it sounds a bit different and it takes a bit longer to slow down. And these are horns, and you can just play about with them. And this is what I love, because when I had my Ombi Select, you couldn't do this. It was nonsense. Then I got this and it's brilliant. Top 2 above them, they're just lighting controls, so you can have the headlight on and whatnot. And then second page, we've got door sounds. You can turn off the that's a compressor sound. Some of these are to turn lighting on. You can turn lightings different. You can turn some at screeching off. I don't even know what that is, but you guys will. This Spirax valve or whatever it is, I don't even know what that is. It just does a bit of a sound. I don't generally use it. And then, in fact, this bottom one might be a compressor. This feature's good, lock thing, so you can set it at, say, 4 mile an hour, and then it'll stay at that, and you can rev it up and down how you want, so it's as though it's struggling and stuff. And that is about it. There's 2 more there's about 4 more features, but I can't fit them on mine, and mine can't go up to the numbers. And it's a station announcement female, which is exactly the same as Batman one, which I'm a little bit annoyed about. Why couldn't you do a different one? And other one is a male voice, which sounds amazing, but I can only use my iPhone to play it, and I'm on my iPhone recording this footage, so I can't do it. Anyway, let's show you how it goes. So you boot speed up, and then you can brake there. You see that button there, that does like a manual braking, so it stops loco and it screeches brakes, which is well decent, isn't it, if you want to just have a play about. So this is now shunting mode, so as you'll see now, loco goes a lot slower, and I use that quite a lot, especially when I'm picking up and dropping off wagons and stuff, albeit I didn't do that earlier, but I generally will. So yeah, nice and controlled, and I really love that. I really love it. And I don't know why they all ain't got it, because it's fantastic. And I think it's the only loco I've got that does that feature, which is good. If there's anyone who's new to this, who's just starting out, not got a layout yet, and wants me to do a bit more on this Z21, I'll happily show some more features, because it is really good. I don't know half of it. I'm not one to read manuals, so it's only what I've picked up. But some of the stuff you can do with it's fantastic, I think. So this is now heavy train mode, so the sounds are a lot different. It's like it's working a lot harder, if that makes sense. But also, as well as this, you don't just have to use an iPad, you can use an iPhone, but I've also got a controller for it, you know, like a normal train controller. It's a wireless one, but the batteries have gone dead for this video, like an absolute moron. I've not kept them charged, so they've gone dead, so that's why I was using it at the beginning, then I stopped using it. But I'll show you that as well in another video. And as you can see, just stopping in every train mode, it like really drags it out like it's struggling to stop, and brakes are really screaming. It's really, really good. So yeah, before I got to Z21, I had Ombi Select, and this, they're just on another level. I think it's brilliant, me. I really do. And then just to the left of my iPad, that's one of my Switch controllers that I did for my points when I first did it. I've got 4 or 5 of them right layout. I thought they were a great good idea. I did all lights so that when you had it in one lane, light came on, and when you moved it to other, light changed. And over a period of about a month, they all stopped, well, not all, but most of them stopped working and went all crazy. And it's got like 1 billion wires in order to do that. It's a rat's nest of wiring just to have them lighting things. So slowly but surely I'm getting rid of all them. Anyway, back onto the 56, what's my verdict? I'll tell you what my verdict is, folks. Let's go to the 00 decision. 00 decision is, it's blooming great. I wish I'd bought more. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers.